Two of the biggest challenges we're going to be facing as a society in the coming decades are climate change and housing. Australia's population is expected to double to 46 million people over the next 60 years, while over the same time we could expect a temperature rise of over 2 degrees based on current projections. These sorts of challenges can't be solved by incremental improvements, and we need a step change in our industry to combat this. One solution to both of these problems is to build more buildings from timber. Most of our cities in Australia are constructed of concrete and steel, materials that contribute 8% of global CO2 emissions. Timber, on the other hand, can sequester almost 1 tonne of carbon for every cubic metre that we use. That's greenhouse gases taken out of the atmosphere and locked into the structure. It's the only structural material that we can say is effectively grown from thin air. Now, we're at the beginning of a construction revolution in Australia, and it's being made possible by new innovations in timber technology. Engineered mass timber is taking this familiar ancient material, turning it into something much more capable. It's changing the scale of the sort of buildings we can imagine in timber. We're able to take fast-grown, low-value plantation timber that's previously been chipped or pulped. By processing it, gluing it into larger pieces, we can turn it into a high-value product, capable of being used to build multi-storey structures. There are a lot of challenges to overcome before we see this sort of material become the norm. But interestingly, the engineering concerns are one of the simplest challenges. The real hurdle we have to overcome is people's perceptions and industry's resistance to change. Our studies have shown that timber buildings can not only be cost competitive with traditional forms of construction, but they are also delivered faster. The environmental benefits you can get for free. We're also frequently finding that timber buildings are offering us advantage on poor quality sites or in extending existing buildings. The lightweight nature of the material is making projects previously uneconomic into viable propositions. Melbourne is already home to the world's tallest timber apartment building, although this title is likely to be short-lived, as others are already in construction. Our duty as an industry is to look to these projects and build on their examples to grow our cities more sustainably.